I welcome everybody to the September meeting of the Naracoorte-Leesondale Council, where we acknowledge and respect our complex history. We welcome everyone to build our future together. Now this evening, live streaming, please note that this meeting is being recorded and it will be published in accordance with the Council's live streaming and recording of public meetings policy. To those present in the gallery today, by attending a public meeting of Council, you are consenting to your image, voice and comments being recorded and published. Anyone who is invited to speak will be recorded and their voice, image and comments will form part of the live stream and recording. Thank you. I have an apology from Councillor Goodman. Just a recent apology. A declaration of interest is available for members. Item 3 is public forum. Mrs. Earl? No. And item 4 is petitions and deputations. Tonight I would like to welcome Abby Power from Centacare on Your Link Drought Response Wellbeing Services. Welcome, Abby.
Thank you. Hello, council members. Thank you for having me. It's great to have an opportunity to speak to you all tonight. You'll see dotted around your tables a little flyer that looks like this. So I'm Abby, I'm from Centacare. I've just started in a new role and I wanted to come and introduce this program to you. So I'm part of the Drought Response Wellbeing team. So this has been going for about a month. I've been in this role. I've got an agricultural background. I'm a mental health support worker. I was a livestock agent and an animal health advisor. And what I'm doing now with Centacare is we are offering free and confidential mental health support for anybody impacted by the drought. So obviously that's our farmers, it's people out on the land, but it's also anybody living in town who, for example, may have had to buy rainwater this year when they wouldn't ordinarily, then they are technically drought impacted. So I provide mental health support for any of those sorts of people in the Limestone Coast area. There are 2 of us, so there's myself, I'm based here in Naracoorte, and there's Andrew who's based in Mount Gambier. As I said, this program's free. The best part about this program is we're a self-referral service. So anybody can come and have a chat with us. We can drive out farm driveways. I can sit around a kitchen table and have a coffee with somebody. So our support ranges from a listening friendly ear. Somebody might like to vent or get something off their chest that they're struggling with, have a chat with somebody, right through to more specialised, tailored mental health support for somebody, including referral pathways. So if somebody's got financial issues that they're struggling with, I can refer them off to a financial advisor or the Rural Financial Counselling Service, for example. So we can provide that really one-on-one, boots on the ground type support. This is a government funded role through SA Health, which is really, really exciting that the government money is reaching the people that need it at the farm gate, essentially. So I wanted to come and introduce this. Anybody can refer anybody in. So my number is on the flyers. The best way to get in touch with us is there's a QR code that takes you to a form or a website. You can fill in the expression of interest, that referral will come through and I can ring, I've got availability straight away. So I can come out and literally be with somebody, having a chat with them within a week at this stage until we get really busy and then we'll go from there. But it's a really exciting service that we're offering. So wanted to let you all know that that's out there and please, if you know of anybody that's struggling, don't let anybody fall through the cracks. Please let them know about this. They can come and have a chat with us. We can come out on farm, do whatever it is we need to do. So thank you very much. And I look forward to speaking with some people and hopefully making a bit of a difference.
Thanks, Abby. Is there any, so for example, for those people who are here tonight, and then there are going to be people that will actually tune in to this recording, what would be their first point of contact? You know, should they be, you know, going to a website or should they be picking, where can I find this flyer?
Yeah, so they can look it up on Google. So it's the Centacare Drought Response Program. You can Google that, it will take you to our webpage. Otherwise, I know the Naracoorte-Leesondale Council Facebook page shared that post the other day, so the link's on there too. If you see one of these flyers will be at some of the businesses around town and my number's directly on there. So there's a generic landline number as well as an email or alternatively mobile numbers that come directly to us. So there's a few different pathways, but reach out to Centacare.
Excellent. And what about those people who are touching base with affected farmers on a daily basis? You know, how do you speak with them and make them aware that this service is available?
Yeah, so I've been going around to some of the local rural reseller stores, talking to your stock agents, your agronomists, all your people that get out on farm, for example. And what I've been saying to them is if you have somebody that's struggling, please have a chat with that person. Say to them, hey, I know somebody who's local who can come out with me next time. Please get their consent and their permission for me to come out and visit them. And then I can come out with that person next time. It's often great when somebody has a relationship, for example, with a stock agent, and that's my background that I kind of speak from, that their stock agent can go out on farm and be with them as their support person who knows them quite well and quite intimately, and then they can bring me into that relationship. I can have the conversation, hopefully make a difference, and then they can choose whether they want to have an ongoing, I guess, more therapeutic, supportive mental health relationship with me after that. So.
Final question from me, Abby. So if I was to, if someone was an organisation, a tennis club, a footy club, to organise an event,
Yes.
because I can assure you that it's not over, that's why you've got this job, would you be available to come out and talk about it at an event like that?
Absolutely, yes. So we can do that too. I've been doing quite a lot of events around the place. The Are You OK convoy that was in town went and had a few conversations there, and somebody's actually approached me to become a client out of that convoy in town, which was great. So yeah, happy to do events. I know Western Ag have got a Ladies' Day, for example, in Bordertown coming up, and I'll be at those sorts of events. So happy to do that in that capacity, not a problem.
I've been asking you all the questions. Are there any questions that anyone else would like to ask of Abby? Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Delighted. Would someone like to move confirmation? Is that item 5, isn't it? That just is, isn't it? Okay, item 5, confirmation of council minutes. Would someone like to move that the August council minutes? Thank you, Councillor Dennis and Councillor Downwood. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you very much. Thank you. There was a special meeting of council on the 9th of September. Would someone like to move that those minutes are an accurate record of that meeting? Councillor Turner, Councillor Dennis, all those in favour? Carried. Thank you very much. There are no matters on the table. My mayoral report. Happy to take questions. I'd ask for a seconder, if I may. Councillor Rayner. All of those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Elected members' reports. We don't have anything tabled to date. Item 9, Chief Executive's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few sort of minor items tonight, I guess. The LGA has sent around some information around preferential voting, which is how they want to start their voting for the election process. So I'm assuming that people have had a chance to look at that, and if there's any questions, happy to take them. There's a procedural one around the Local Government Finance Authority, just organising a voting delegate for that particular body. And then there's some minutes from the Limestone Coast LGA, as well as my list of other meetings and activities. So happy to take any questions on any of that. Thank you.
I'd like to move that the CEO report for August is received and noted.
Councillor Dennis moves that the CEO report for August, that the CEO report for September
Thanks.
Oops.
be received and noticed
September, yeah.
and noted. Shall we do that?
I'm happy with the amendment.
Seconder? Councillor Turner? All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Would someone, correspondence, is that a motion there? Recommended that someone move the correspondence in relation to the proposed process changes for the LGA board elections be received and noted. Councillor Crosling moved. Councillor Dennis second. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. There's a recommendation that the Mayor be appointed as Council's representative to the Local Government Finance Authority. Happy to move. Councillor Downwood, Councillor Turner. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you for your support. We have a recommendation that the minutes of the Limestone Coast Local Government Association meeting held on the 8th of August and a special meeting on the 21st of August be received and noted. A mover, Councillor Crosling. Councillor Ross. Thank you, Councillor Ross. All those in favour? Carried. Item 10, key projects. Mr Willsmore.
Thank you. Just wish to add for the report that the footpath works have been completed on Hinkley Street, so that team will now roll on to Jenkins Terrace, which there was a delay last year on the footpath we constructed there last year by the residential housing development has been undertaken, so we'll finish that off to complete that project and then roll on to Pioneer Park. Happy to take questions on the report.
Any questions of Mr Willsmore? Thank you, Mr Willsmore.
Sorry. Just in relation to the damage at the swimming lake, is it cockatoos or is it what's damaging the?
Yes, the corellas are causing a fair bit of grief to the shade sails. So over a number of years we tried different colours, but they still attack the cloth. So the steel structure and the frame's all right. It's just the cloth that we need to replace.
Thank you.
Further questions? Item 11, finance reports. Mrs Edmonds.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. Nothing further to add to the finance report. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions of Ms Edmonds? Item 11.2, draft long-term financial plan. Mrs Edmonds again.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. So we're looking in this report for the recommendation from Council to go out to community consultation for the next 21 days starting tomorrow. As you will have seen in the long-term financial plan, we've built in those changes based around briefing sessions held earlier in the month. You can see the ratio graphs had a slight difference, presenting it to ASCOSA in a much more thought out, healthier position, I like to think, and will be interesting to hear their feedback when that time comes. So happy to take any questions or on notice.
Thank you, Mrs Edmonds. Can I just say that there was a lot of work done in the briefing session and then followed, with the SAP planning. There's been a lot of work done. I know Mrs Edmonds and Caroline have worked diligently, as we all know they do, and many others within their own portfolios to get to where we are today. I would ask for someone to move the draft financial plan 2036 be endorsed for public consultation. Councillor Ireland, thank you. Councillor Crosling. All those in favour? Carried. 12, minutes and recommendations from council committees. That's funny. Would someone like to move that the minutes of the Strategic Asset Planning Committee meeting held on the 9th of September be taken as received and noted? Councillor Turner and Councillor Dennis. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. Have a recommendation that the works are undertaken on the two trees located adjacent 35 Livingston Street, Narracourt. Tree 1 is removed and tree 2 is removed at council's expense and that the resident is advised of council's decision. Councillor Downwood and Councillor Ireland second. Thank you. All those in favour? Carried. I have a recommendation that council replaces the faulty light fittings in the Naracoorte Regional Sports Centre Basketball Stadium car park with solar lights in accordance with option 2. Councillor Crosling. Councillor Ross. Councillor Ross, thank you. All those in favour? Carried. We have a recommendation that the public lighting information sheet is endorsed and published on the council's website. Someone like to move to that effect? Councillor Crosling. A seconder? Councillor Ross. Any discussion? There being none, all of those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Council proceeds. I have a recommendation that council proceeds with the reduced scope Pioneer Park shelter replacement for $32,910 and a budget adjustment is undertaken. A mover? Councillor Dennis, thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Grundy. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. We have a recommendation that the Botanical Working Group is re-established, that Councillor Goodman and Councillor Maguire, in your absence, Councillor Maguire, are appointed to the Botanical Working Group until November 2026, and expressions of interest are advertised for community representatives to join the Botanical Working Group until November 2026. Someone like to move? Councillor Rayner, thank you. Councillor Downwood. All those in favour? Carried. Excellent. Item 13, 13.1, resolution register.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. This is just our latest monthly report. Everything seems to be ticking along nicely. If you have any questions, feel free.
Thank you, Mrs. Collins. I think it's a great ad. Would someone like to move that the resolutions tabled to the end of August be received as a true and correct record and confirms that it satisfied the decisions marked complete have been enacted to the satisfaction of council? Councillor Crosling moves to that effect. Councillor Dennis seconds. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you very much. 13.2, the Coffee Pit, permit to use road reserve, section 222 permit. Mrs. Edmonds, please.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. So, local resident, as per the report, is looking to operate a mobile coffee van on a Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So, in regards to this report, this is a fairly standard request. The only additional context I've provided in this report, which is slightly different from ones we've had in the past, is focusing on the hours of operation and the suggestion that elected members take into consideration the number of similar bricks and mortar businesses within the direct vicinity of the proposed location the van's operating at, which is or would be next to Turk Bay's van out here on De Garris Place. So the recommendation I've left for you to decide on, where I've suggested that the permit is or is not granted to the applicant. So happy for discussions. Take, please.
In your hands, councillors.
Can I just ask a question?
Councillor Crosland, yes.
So if we were to grant the application or the permit, that is the cost stipulated there that she would pay annually, the $1,500
Yes,
annually
correct.
for the 1 day a week.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Any other questions? Councillor Ireland.
Ms. Edmonds, I mean, how many food vans are we likely to have out here at one time? I mean, are the council regulating that we only have one a week, or can we end up with 2 or 3 out here at a time, or where are we going with this, please, if you can help me there?
Thanks, Councillor Ireland. So certainly we look at it on an individual basis by application. So what we found is we tend to see them requesting the weekends or Friday nights. There are aspects of the application in terms of there's only so much power they can locate or hook into if needs be. This is possibly the first time we've looked at a crossover on that same site, but not competing, more so working together with that site. This one's more so around the fact that the like-for-like businesses within that direct location would be what I would think would be more worthy of discussion rather than the number of vans. Not trying to question what you're saying, but it's more about the direct competition and what's taken place in the last little while. So
I suppose, I understand, thank you, Councillor Dennis, I understand the issue may be, we already have locations within the 2 main streets that are purveyors of coffee, and whether this is an unfair add-on, I suppose, when it comes to selling coffee on a Friday, and that'd be every Friday, I'm assuming. Yeah. Councillor Dennis.
I'd like to move that we permit. Sorry, just one more question for Mrs. Edmonds. The period is it 12 months for a day?
yes, so ordinarily when we receive an application, we suggest that we look at it on a 12-month basis. It can vary. Sometimes they might apply for up to 5 years, but usually we'll go back in the first instance. And that's been as much about historical experience where the commitment can be short-term rather than long-term as well. And it's testing the waters really when they're starting as well as to how it goes.
I'm happy to second it.
I'll move it and speak to it if everyone is seconded first. Or
Yes.
Can move and talk to it, please, Councillor Dennis.
I think that given that it is 1 day a week, and I think we do as a council want to encourage young people within our community to have a go. It's I suppose operating 1 day a week, you are going to have to be exceptional to be able to have people come to your shop front. I think it's probably someone who, if the business is successful, could graduate into a bricks and mortar business. I think it encourages, it sort of livens up that town square area too, gets a bit of foot traffic there, gets a bit happening. So I'd like to move that we grant it for a 12-month period and see how she goes for 12 months.
Thank you, Councillor Dennis. You were second.
Oh, yes, if I can, and speak to it.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do support it.
Councillor Maguire.
Thank you. I support it as well. I don't see much difference in the argument of having Turk Bay and the Food Dude when we have got takeaway businesses just around the corner as well. They are paying a fee, or she's going to be paying a fee as well. And I do like the idea of the vans working together to create, or to be more of a draw card as well. So, yeah, I support it.
Thank you, Councillor Maguire. Councillor Turner.
Can I ask a question? Is it clear in the motion that the annual fee will be $1,500? I can't.
So clause.
Should that be added, or am I?
Sure. Sorry, thanks, Councillor Turner. So yes, within clause or point I of the clause, to pay council the relevant fees and charges as included. So that's why we list them on that front page. So the applicant at the time is aware of the fees and charges. So we'll provide that information before we progress the report. So yeah.
So for clarification, it's $1,500 per annum.
Yes, and they do. Just to get operational, but they do have the option of paying monthly, so we're happy to invoice them monthly to take the upfront pressure off.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Ireland?
Yeah, just quickly after Ms Edmonds pointed out about the electricity out here around on the Garris place. I did have one of the other food van operators approach me nearly 6 months ago to say that he was somewhat limited, that 2 vans couldn't be out at the same time because there wasn't enough power to run 2 vans. And I just think we should be careful of whether we do need to upgrade that so that we're not taking perhaps preference over one over other vans for in this DeGarris Place area.
Thank you. Happy to take that on notice and have a chat to Paul and Daniel about what our plans are for that area moving forward.
If I may ask a question, I'm not sure who it is, but what other streets, if any, can vans be are permitted on?
So we don't have a clear policy in place in terms of mobile food vans. In my time with council, they've been a relatively new thing that's perhaps happened since the stage of COVID moving forward. We have allocated permits, or originally Turk Bay's location was the car park on Moore Street in Pioneer Park there. We do also offer Market Square Playground as an option, but that was prior to the coffee pit being set up, Corner Grounds, wrong one, Corner Grounds being set up. We usually put a few suggestions to them to then give them a choice moving forward. Something we are in the stage of developing within the Corporate Services Department is that mobile food van permit though. And ordinarily that provides specific locations about where they can set up. As Councillor Ireland said, given we have limited infrastructure to external power and the likes, we have to keep that in mind as far as that goes to, or they have to provide their own power source. So, work in progress.
Thank you, Mrs Edmonds. Councillor Grundy.
Mayor Ross, I would imagine that these food vans would be attending at our discretion, and in the event that the infrastructure is not up to the capacity when it comes to a power supply, that they work with that, and that we don't have an obligation to spend money on upgrading our infrastructure, I imagine. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Noted.
Sounds right.
Any other questions? I put the motion, the long motion, that a permit be granted to Sophie Owen trading as the Coffee Pit for a period of 12 months. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you very much. Policy review, footpaths 13.3. Mr Willsmore.
Thank you. Just minor changes to this policy, just to capture previous elected member direction for all existing full-width spray-sealed footpaths are retained and spray-sealed as spray-sealed footpaths, and the footpath policy is updated. So some other minor changes. The policy was attached as markup copy, so we present this for your adoption. Happy to take questions if needed.
I ask for questions from Mr Willsmore. Would someone like to move that the footpath policy be adopted? Councillor Downwood, Councillor Maguire. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. 13.4, Narra Court Art Gallery Outbuildings Pergola.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. Hopefully the report is pretty self-explanatory. Whilst we do acknowledge the lease part 3.11.2, we did some investigation on this and found that there was a number of grey areas in regards to the history of the pergola. And so therefore we couldn't explicitly just go straight to the clause and pull that lever through the Cultural Trust. There are some responsibilities of the Cultural Trust that they need to maintain in regards to their obligations, but we felt there was also a repercussion of the damage to the existing stables on site, which are heritage listed. So in order to preserve those buildings as well, we thought it was imperative to potentially meet halfway and hopefully address the issue of the pergola. So I'm happy to take a different recommendation if the council see fit.
If I may, it looks like this pergola started out as something that may have had a vine growing over the top of it, and now it's got a roof underneath it. Mr McCroskey.
You are correct, Mayor Ross. The vine is significant to the actual art gallery at the rear of the premises. And then in some point in time, and it's unclear when, and our records doesn't identify that, there was a Perspex laser light sheeting placed over the top of that existing pergola / vine area. So that's where it becomes a little grey and the history of it becomes unknown.
Councillor Turner.
Is the intention, when it's upgraded, that it would still have a a hard surface on the top to stop rain, which means it would need to be graduated or what's the redesign? Or is it the same?
Thank you, Councillor Turner. Yes, it'll be peeled back. There's some timbers that are damaged and aged that need to be replaced, and there is an impervious surface that is intended to be re-established over that, which will still allow the vine to grow.
Councillor Crossley.
I'm happy to move the recommendation and speak to it if there's a second.
Councillor Dennis.
I just wanted to say that I obviously support this motion. I think our Art Gallery and Cultural Trust are a fantastic volunteer-run group. There's a lot of work that has been done at the Art Gallery. It is the oldest regional art gallery in South Australia, and as per the letter that Robin Schenkel has written there, they have actually over the years undertaken other improvements as the internal and external painting and the installation of air conditioners, which if you actually read in the lease are the responsibility of council. So I think the Cultural Trust and Art Gallery and council work really well together. I think they've got a good relationship. I believe the Cultural Trust are happy to share half the cost, hence why I have moved the recommendation and will be supporting it.
Thank you, Councillor Crossley. Councillor Dennis, do you wish to add anything?
No.
I have a question. Is the glory vine in danger, Mr. McCroskey?
Thank you, Mayor Ross. I couldn't tell you that as I've done no investigation in regards to the vine, but I don't believe so, but we could do further.
You don't believe so?
I don't believe. I'm happy to do further investigation if you
We
wish.
could refer it to the Botanical Working Group. If there's no further questions, I put the motion. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. 13.5. Narracourt Swimming Lake Ramp. Mr. McCroskey.
Thank you. As you may all recall, in the 25-26 budget allocation, we had $45,000 allocated for a set of stairs and an accessible ramp at the Narracourt Swimming Lake. Both projects have come in significantly higher than what we had hoped, mainly due to the cost of stainless steel and the fabrication of the stainless steel products. We have recently approved the construction of the swimming lake stairs in order to hopefully get them in before the swimming lake season commences this year. However, the ramp is the one still pending, and as per the report, it basically states it's significantly higher due to meeting the compliance under the 1428 Australian standard. So when we started to do the technical design work on it, there was a number of requirements we needed to meet, and therefore it escalated the price. So we've positive out of it. We'd hoped, and subject to the endorsement of council, that we've made some significant savings in the demolition of the old library next door. So happy to take direction from council, but at this stage we may be able to shift the savings from the old library over into this project, and therefore there'd be no implication to the council's current budget.
So please just remind me that we've realised some savings from the demolition of the old library.
We allocated the original scope 67,000, and the quotes for the demolition have come in significantly under that, so therefore we've got some savings, so to speak, that we could move across and allocate to that project.
We always look forward to savings, Mr. McCroskey. Thank you.
That's right.
Councillor Dennis.
I'd like to move the motion and speak to it.
Yes, if you might, you can speak.
Yeah, I think this is a project that this is one of our key assets as a community, and it's something we need to do properly and well and in a timely manner before swimming season or whatever, if the project is able to be executed during that period. So I think it's I'd like to commend also the work done in explanation of allocation of funds. So thank you. Yeah, I commend the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Dennis. Councillor Crossley.
Happy to second the motion as written.
Thank you. Any other discussion or questions? Being none, I put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Item 14, reports for information. Anything to add, Mr. Willsmore?
Thank you. Just wanted to reference in the report about the free hard waste days. So again, these are well supported by the community. We get the occasional request for them, but it's a fair expectation that we'll provide them now. So Saturday 25th of October in Narracourt, and then the following Saturday in Lucendale. So Envirotech will be running that on our behalf. There'll be a bit more media about this, but just wanted to draw everyone's attention to those days.
Thank you, Mr. Willsmore. If I could be so bold, I was talking to a ratepayer today, and he's also a ratepayer in Wattle Range. And Wattle Range, when they hand out their rate notice at the start of the year, also hand out vouchers, 12 vouchers for a trailer load of rubbish and 3 bins. Is this something we could, look at, and would it come at an extra cost?
Yes, that's something we can bring back to a review on. There's a fair bit more admin involved in that from a processing point of view, so receiving the tickets, recording the tickets and the like, compared to just one free day. But that's a report we can provide back for members' benefits and review.
Thank you, Mr. Willsmore. Councillor Dennis.
The question is quite flimsy, and I've tried to sort of park it into the parks and gardens. It's not so much a question as a statement. It's sort of swooping season with our local birds. I've noticed lots of members of the community walking around the town, but I have also noticed some taking sticks with them and trying to strike the birds as they swoop on them. One of my very industrious neighbours she carries a umbrella when she goes for a walk. So I just either put a motorbike helmet on or take an umbrella, because a lot of those birds are very well established in their areas and they're paired up and they're mating. So just wanted to put it out there. We shouldn't be hitting our local birds with a stick.
Thank you, Councillor Dennis. Councillor Maguire.
Yes, through the chair to Mr. Willsmore. Mr. Willsmore, I was going to ask you this last council meeting, but I was absent. Could you give us an update on the engineer's report on the drainage, specifically on the Jenkins Terrace area that we were going to get done?
Yeah, thank you. So we've received...
Clarify the question, please, for the camera.
We're doing the Cays Road drainage project that we're undertaking, so that's correct, is it?
Yes.
Yep. So we've received the modelling, first cut of the reports. We've gone back to Tompkins Engineers under doing the works to clarify a few of our comments on their report, and then in due course they'll be presented back to elected members for information.
Thank you, Mr. Willsmore. Most should be lucky it hasn't been a wet winter, I'm thinking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Maguire. Tree trimming. There's a lot going on here. 14.2, Planning and Compliance Report. Mr. McCrosty.
Thank you, Mayor Ross. No further updates. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you, Mr. McCroskey. 14.3, Community Engagement Report. You've been the top of the pops recently, Mrs. Collins, in the paper with all your good work.
No, nothing further from me. Thank you, Mayor Ross. Just another busy month. There's always a lot going on around the place, so I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much. I see that our spend map data managed to get front page coverage, so that's good, and I know that other councils are using it more today. Item 14, publications, documents and information. There being none. Questions with notice? Haven't received any. Motions with notice? There are none. Don't even go there. Item 17, questions without notice.
You can say, no, I was going to ring you today, and it's one.
This is a question of whom?
It's to Kelly, if she could bring back some information.
This would be a question you could take on notice for future reference. Councillor Maguire?
I do apologise.
Well.
Again. Thank you for allowing it. Through the chair to Kelly. Kelly, would I be able to get some costings on how much it costs us to live stream when we leave the chamber, meal costs, when we actually go to Francis and Lucendale, just to come back, just so we can actually, we've just spent $70,000 on this, and I just want to see what the costings are, and even the staff time that's involved with going out of chamber. That's okay.
Thank you. Councillor Maguire. Motions without notice. There are none. Matters that the CEO recommends in confidence. There are 20.1. Therefore, I'd ask that the meeting close and we will go